Hello everybody, this is Mario, a taxi driver, or taxi driver, starring Song Kang-Ho, Thomas Kretschmann. Yeah, he played in The Pianist and also in Valkyrie, or The Pianist. Him, I remember he played in Thirst, and also the host, Hae-Jin and Ryoo Joon-Yeol from 대답해 1988. I remember him. Park Hyuk-kwon. He's a reporter Che. Yeah, he's in the movie. Anyway, spoilers. This is a true story. Yeah, the thing is, this is during Gwangju, the uprising. Yeah, this I knew because I remember seeing another movie and I'm like, yeah, I had to ask one of my friends. You're probably watching this. I'm like, did they show? Because I wanted to know. Because I'm like, I wanted to get ready and, ooh, still wasn't ready because of what happened. It's a true story. If you just put Gwangju uprising, yeah, you'll read what happens. But anyways, it starts out. Mansok, he's just a taxi driver. He's just trying to earn money. He's just trying to drive around, to pay his landlady. But it's funny because we find out that his landlord is also his best friend. He's the father because the thing is his daughter got in a scuffle with the son. And then because his mother, he's a widower. But what happened is, because of the uprising, Peter, he's a German reporter. He's living in Japan. It's piquing his interest. He's like, how come there's no reports coming out from Gwangju? So he goes there. But the thing is, his landlord, best friend, aka best friend, invites him to eat because all he had was rice. Pop. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, Aleva, mobile. And he was eating so much. It was funny. And then he overhears one of the guys, because he says he speaks English, that the guy's going to pay him 100,000 won. Which I'm like, I think that's $100. So he's listening, and then his friend is like, wait, didn't you go to Saudi Arabia? You know English. He is hopping to his taxi. He's like, something like that. But it was funny because he actually left, and then he picks up Peter, and then the other guy that was his informant telling him about it because no one's heard about anything, and he knows that he didn't know the roads were blocked to go into Gwangju. Because what happened is they're driving. It takes a while from Seoul. From there, I'm thinking I actually have no idea. Maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. I had no idea. I've never driven there. When I went to Korea, we didn't go to Gwangju. They get there, roadblock. Yeah, and then he passes around it, and then there's soldiers, and they're like, go back. Like, what the hell's a Seoul taxi doing here? And they're like, ooh. And then finally he thought of an idea. He's like, wait. He knows English, but like, he was telling him to the right, like, slow please. I was like, no, because I remember there was a girl a long time ago. She's like, slow please. Bus? I was like, metro. And she's like, oh, okay. It was a long story. He pretended that he was a very important person and that he needed documents that had to do with U.S.-Korean relations. And they're like, and they're like, he's a foreigner. They're like, okay, let him go. But make sure you make it before curfew. He's like, yes, so true. I was like, oh, shoot. No, because he was in the army, and he's like, I don't know. He's kind of like, why are they here? This is... So, you see a bunch of banners like resistance, throw out Chu Dong-hwa. Yeah, the dictator. Yeah, a lot of people were like, I was like, yeah, whew. Went to jail for a year or 2. Yeah, I was supposed to do a life sentence. Didn't even do it. Got pardoned. Shaky. But what happened is, they find students, protesters, and he's recording Peter. He's like, I'm from Germany. He's like, oh, everyone's like, camera. Like, yes. He's like, do you know English? Yeah, a little bit. So, next, what happened is, he goes with them. He follows. Nope. He bounces. Mansop is like, shoot. Alright, you already paid me. Bye. He paid him half. He gave him $50. But he sees an old lady, and he's like, I think he asked her, do you have money to pay for this? He's like, I'm only... So, they go to the hospital. She's looking for her son. Look, and she finds him. But the thing is, he was in the same truck. He's like, you ditched us. We were looking for you. And they got mad. And he's like, oh. He's like, you know these streets? And everyone's like, what? They can't be that narrow. This place is small. So next, they're outside. He wants to leave. But the thing is, he's like, here, take it all. And then all the taxi drivers have a sense of, I guess, code, taxi code. He's like, whoa. You haven't even took him to his destination. You're going to take his money? You're making us look bad. And then one of them like, what is your driver's license? Like, no. Like, he's like, here, take it all. I'm not getting no money. He gives him back the 50 that he had. And I'm like, whoa, shoot. So now they're leaving the hospital because he's like, all right. Because he wants to get he wants that money because it will help. So he drives, and they're going to go to a protest because he's filming. So he's filming more protests. And that's where we're also at the hospital because all the drivers are there. All the taxi drivers from Gwangju. Yeah, we meet Seoul. He's a very nice guy. And the other drivers are nice too. But it was funny how they were getting on him like, oh, they're cold. So what happened is they're going. And then, that's the name. He's the young student that's translating for him. He's like, oh, a reporter. There's a reporter. And everyone's like, yeah. Because the thing is, the government has blacklisted everything. They have censored it. They're not showing anything that's going on in Gwangju. Alright, the world doesn't know what the hell's going on. Not even in Hamingo, they know what's going on. So yeah, they're just happy that he's there, and everyone's like, yeah. And then this one sweet lady gives him food, and also gave Gwangju food. He's like, oh, and then they're like, oh, I'm like, wow, they're nice here. So they're going more and more, and they're protesting peacefully. They're up in the roof now, and there's also a reporter, Choi. Well, I'll just say Choi for right now because I know it's Choi. But he's like, what are you doing here? Like, you have to be careful. And then he told him right there, but he doesn't understand a lot. Well, he knows some words of English, but if he really understood what he was saying, reporter said, because what happened, whoever follows Peter, especially the young boy, it can get in trouble by the government. And well, what happens? They actually attack them. They attack the protesters. They were being peaceful, and they beat them with billy clubs and everything. And then they also have some guys that are in normal clothing. They're undercover narcs, government, whatever. And they were beating them too because they're like, oh, like, oh my god. So they ran away, and they finally got away, but they go to Teso's house because they find him. He's like, so they go in there, they're eating a good meal, and they're just talking about this stuff. And then it was funny because they had spicy food. He's like, I can handle spicy, Peter. And then he's like, oh, I was like, yeah, 매워요, 괜찮아. So it was funny because and then after that, Jisuk said he's a singer. That he's not a student, he just wants to go to the university so he can sing in the contest. And they're like, okay, let's hear. So he starts singing, and everyone like, boom. Like, really? Oh my god, if the students heard you singing like that, they'll protest you just for you to stop. I was like, wow, protest so you can stop. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'm not that good. So next thing you know, they're sleeping right there, and boom. NBC TV station. It's on fire right now. I'm like, whew. And they see that. But next, we also see reporter Choi. He's trying to print everything. He has a bunch of things printed, but guess what? His boss comes in and is like, are you trying to shut us down? Everyone could lose their money, because it is true if you get it, because they were stopping media outlets. They were censoring, but they also shut down their pressings, everything. So I guess, I don't know if NBC said something. I don't know who was burning the building. I don't know if it was the protest or it was actually the government. Most likely the government, because maybe they said something in one of their newscasts, and then when they caught it, boom. Next thing you know, there's more rioting. And people are running away, and then this time they're running, they go to the roof. Peter, the film fell down, and Jisuk went down to get it, and we see the chief, and he calls him a commie. And I'm like, you're the fascist. He takes out his sidearm and says you have to count to 10. And he's like, wait, I know English. Once he gets to 9, he's like, I tell him to come down. And then he says it in English. Don't worry about me. Make sure the film gets shown around the world. I'm like, wow, he is sacrificing himself for this. the thing in the movie, a lot of people did sacrifice themselves for this footage to be shown, which it did. It's not really spoiler if you look it up in history. I just have to say that right now, but I'm gonna be talking about more. This whole movie, watch it. I mean, you can stop, pause it right now, and watch the whole movie and come back. You know what I mean? I'm being, I guess, considerate. Yeah, because this was a good movie. Because at first I thought, because from the poster I didn't really get into it from trailers because I was watching. I wanted to watch a different movie at the time. Because I was actually in LA to go to CGV, and it was right there, and I was like, do I have time? And then I'm like, oh, and then I was like, it's 12 or so. I forgot how much it was. I think their prices went up, but it's a good movie. So what happens? You hear a shot, and he's like, Kanchana! I'm okay. He's like, I'm okay. And then they're running. Next thing you know, he's getting... They separate by accident. Monso, he's getting beat by the chief, and then he's keep calling him a commie, and he's choking, and then finally Peter bashed him on the side of the head. They go back, and they're like, where's he at? And they don't know. His car is broken down. Yeah, because they were running, but I forgot that part. Damn it. That part came before, but there was a part where his car broken down, and the thing is, he was trying to pay, and they got in a fight because he thought he was trying to buy him, and then finally Ji-Suk told him, like, no, he's worried about his daughter. And everyone helped him. They're like, yeah, I can give you my transmission and put in your... I'm like, whew. Wow. And then it was funny, they were like, how'd you even get here? You're like way over 600 kilometers. 600,000 kilometers. But when they get there, the morning comes, he's talking to himself about Saudi Arabia, and he's talking about his wife that passed away, and he felt like he wasn't there for them. And then he leaves. He's at some town. He's bought his daughter some shoes, some nice shoes too. And then he was eating, and everyone's talking about Gwangju. And people are like, he hears them talking. Some people saying it's the protesters are overreacting. They killed a soldier. So he goes back because there's something in him. He's like, damn, I can't do it. So he went back. He goes to Peter. He goes to the hospital. No, because so something like that happened here. That's why I'm like, what? But no, I'm not saying like protesting. Like there was a mass shooting, and I don't wanna. Maybe I'll make another video about it, but I don't know if I can because it was different. Because I was working, not there. I was around. I was on the strip, but yeah, it was just crazy because if you know what I'm talking about, then you know the city. I just don't want to get it entertaining. But anyway, he goes back, and there's a lot of death there at the hospital, and then the Hae-Jin is her son that died too, and then you see Tae-Seol right there, and there's a body, and then Mongso pulls the sheet. It's Tae-Sik. He died, and then he says how he died. Like he took him, the paratroopers, and then he just left them in a right. And it was crazy because what happened is they're shooting people. The troops are shooting them. They said they were singing the national anthem, and they still shot at them. I was like, but yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because that just popped in my head. What happened in Vegas? So they're shooting people now. They're at the site, and there's still protesters there, and they're shooting more protesters. So now the taxi driver's like, screw this, and then Uncle, he actually helps. He's like, yeah, he drives, and they're using the taxis as cover to pull out the wounded. So they're pulling, getting more people out. And the next reporter, Chet, is there, and he tells Peter, you gotta get out of here. You gotta tell everyone the story. Please, for all of us, you gotta let the world know what the government is doing to people of Gwangju. So they're leaving now. They're out. They're finally. Well, the thing is, they're not out. They're at a checkpoint, but they changed the plates because they know they're looking for a Seoul taxi and a foreigner. So now they told him like, yeah, he had to get special things, and then they're out there, and then the guy was like, let me check everything. He hit the film very good. He was looking right there, and then he's like, open up the trunk. The soldier found the plates, the other plates. He's like, yeah, no deal, no deal. Like, let him go. Yeah, I was like, let him go. He's like, no, like, let him go. Like, wow, like he, like, either sense of morale or just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not killing white people. And the next thing you know, they get a call, don't let anybody pass. So they're going and they're shooting at them this time. The next thing you know, they're free for a moment. The government is chasing them in jeeps. And they're getting hit, and then they're hitting back. The next thing you know, the Gwangju taxi drivers, the ones that have been so nice, they're there, they're helping. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, yeah. So they're helping, they want him to get out safely. They're like, come on. So boom, they're hitting back and forth. One of them, I guess the exhaust or the car breaks down. Another one, the car flips over, and then you see one of them finally hits one of the cars of the government. It flips and tumbles, and then another one, it just died down too. And then Seoul is the last one, and he's like, go, get up. And not an explosion. You heard a crash. They look back, you don't see it. That's why I'm like, because there was a part where Seoul told him, like, after all this, how about you come here visit us again with your daughter. I don't know if he made it. So finally, they're free. And this time they're hiding the film in the treats. You know, the ones that have like shortbreads or breads and all that. So they're hiding it. I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm sorry. It's just stuff that that's still in my head. I don't know if I will ever make a video of it. If I do, then it's just a lot of my friends were there, and I couldn't sleep tonight. I couldn't really sleep. And I was thinking, like, are they okay? And then finally, when there was a post, I was like, but anyway, finally, they're at the airport, but the government knows he has a flight at 10 in the morning. But he goes to the check-in counter and asks him, just get me a flight right now, first class. At first, some people will be like, why do you need to change it? Some people actually do question it. Because I remember mine, I was like, because I want to go now. Wife tomorrow. I'm like, I paid for it. It was a weird argument. It was, I forgot what it was. It was Virgin American. And, yeah, so he got on the flight. Because the thing is, they had to hide it because they don't have, like, metal detectors. This is back in the day, but even back then, like even now, they check you before you go into the plane. They have a table, and they'll check your bag and everything. I remember what the girl was like. She looked at me when I went to Korea because I had a lot of K-pop CDs, and I had a Drunken Tiger. And I'm like, okay. She looked at me weird. I'm like, 왜 그런? 총이야? But he finally gets back on the plane. He's at Japan, and then the world knows. Everyone knows all over that what's going on. I was like, whew. It was crazy. But the thing was, when he was filming this, you see him just in total disarray, shock at the hospital, and then what's the name gave him courage, like, you have to do this, show the people. And you see him like actually like tearing up while he's filming this, and I'm like, shoot, I would too. Come on, you saw all the death and tragedy that happened that day. But it was crazy. And then it fast forwards to 2003. He's getting an award. Well, what happened, it went back a year later, and he's trying to find them, and he said it's probably a good thing you don't find them. Because right there you hear people over listening, from the army, from the government. I wouldn't say the army, but yeah. Because, not everyone in the army was bad. As we saw, that guy that found the plates. It's just from the government. I was just saying. But 2003 comes, he gets an award, and he's thanking him, and he said he wished he could have saw him again. And they never see each other, even when he passed away, Peter. This movie was good. I mean, yeah, I knew about the Gwangju uprising because of another movie, but this was like, I don't know. Maybe the next movie I'll try to do a comedy, because yes, I did a review for Battle Station Island, and that was difficult to watch. This one was, because now that I'm thinking back, because I'm thinking what happened here, but it's like, yeah, I was like, shoot. But anyway, this was a good movie. I liked it very much. Please come and subscribe and take care. Bye.